Still doing it. Still thinking about all things narcissist. I'm not doing it all the time, but anyway, yeah, my hair. Woo. Um, so I just looked at this guy, Daniel Fox, Dr. Daniel Fox. He's pretty good. But he has a video called The Four Types of Narcissistic Rage. This is when a narcissist receives what's called a narcissist injury. So they're just so like, that they've got to react. So they do. And when people think about the word rage, they think, outward, obvious rage and like somebody being loud or even violent, possibly, all kind of whatever in between. But what this guy mentioned was the silent treatment being one. I've only received a little bit of that in my life and not long term. My mother would do it, but she would just, to me, she was acting more or less like, what really used to really bother me about how she treated me was she would pretend to, well, she appeared to be incredibly angry with me about whatever. And then as soon as she was done reprimanding me, she could instantly go off whistling Dixie. I mean, I'm fucking serious, man. It was so much of a mind fucker as a child because here she'd leave me feeling destroyed, like the most worthless piece of trash on earth, and just literally skipping off barefoot whistling. I'm not fucking kidding you. And it made me, and then she wouldn't talk to me for like an hour or two, and then she would just randomly look over and be like, "Hey, you want to go to the park?" Or what? And yes, I'm desperately waiting to see that when she looked at me and spoke, it would be in the cheerful mood that it appeared she was in. I don't know. This is just such a mind fucker. So there's different types. There's the silent treatment. There's the passive aggressive, where they say things and attempt to put you in positions where you have to do something or you're an asshole. Put in you like really uncomfortable positions. That's one way. And then, of course, the raging way. And I don't know what the fourth one was. I don't know. But at any rate, what I've noticed is the flipping of the script by the narcissist onto their victim or victims. When someone's been victimized by a narcissist and they could actually begin to make passive-aggressive statements because they can't get away from the narcissist, they may clam up. They might be in freeze mode. They might not even be purposefully with a purpose to not speaking to the narcissist to make them feel bad. No, 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 no. That's not it. It could be that if we go no contact, we find a way to do it. And then they smear campaign you and tell everyone that you narcissistically discarded them. You're the narcissist. When actually the sight of them causes your insides to freeze. They hear their name and well, that's just because you're a narcissist, Karen. You think everything's about you. The ability to flip this over and make the victims of such torture out to be the actual torturer is so diabolically satanic and disgusting. It's been done to me. I mean, it's that simple. And you got to get up every day, and when you think, and you can never repair these relationships fully. They can never be. I mean, when you're talking about just your children, there's nothing you can do. You can never, well, just live your truth. It's not my truth. There's the truth, and there's false narratives. I'm going to live in the truth, and they're not going to like it. They're just not going to like it. They don't like it. For me to say that is not me erasing every negative thing I did or nothing. No, but I'm not the narc, okay? I was in therapy for 7 years, and the guy, when he was told that I was a narcissist, but, I said, well, my kids said basically it was me. He busted out laughing and said, I've never seen anybody further from a narcissist in my entire life. He said, you're the exact opposite. So That's probably how they're doing it. They're flipping it. They're like, what? Me in freeze mode is suddenly now me in narcissist discard, no, mode. It's like, no, this is a survivor doing what they have to do to get away, and recover. To look back and to feel the shame and the guilt, which they'll say, oh, narcissists live in shame, guilt, fear of abandonment. So do I. Does it make me a narcissist? No. No. I was over time made to feel that way by the continual running of my head into these people with my Christianized attitude of love them to Jesus. Just keep loving them. Just keep laying down and letting them beat the fuck out of your heart, mind, and soul, Karen, because that's honoring God. That's honoring His creation. These people that were made in His image, Karen. You can't walk away from them. Did Jesus walk away from you? I mean, it gets real sick, folks. So, cutting and running. What's the worst that could happen? You go to hell for the rest of eternity? Cutting and running. How many decades do you have to do it before 70 times 70, Karen? You got to keep forgiving. I got this girlfriend whose husband just every day's a clean slate. Don't you understand what God wants? God wants forgiveness. God wants us to be intimate. God wants us to be one. God. I'm so close to God now. I realize everything I did wrong. I'm sorry. But you know what your problem is? You just won't forgive me the way I'm forgiving you for not forgiving me. Oh, and the house is about to be foreclosed on. I'm sorry. I didn't want it to bite you in the ass suddenly. Yeah, we got about, I don't know, any time now they're going to come and start throwing our shit in the street. But I don't know why you can't just lay down and give me some boobs and vagina. Literally, the guy said, literally, I saw the texts. This godly man said, well, I know I should have fixed the roof 10 years ago when it started leaking. I know the toilets have been broken for how many years. I know that, I went to the movies every night when you had a newborn. I didn't give a damn. I know that I brought women from the church to shame you when you were angry about that. I know that I did all these things. I know that I only pay $1.66 per head per day for my other children that I don't see because my ex-wife knew how fucked up I was and wouldn't let me see them. I know this. And I know I forced you onto food stamps. And I know because I can't keep my business straight because I've only been running this business since my dad owned this business. I've only been in this business for 30 years. I don't know how to keep the paperwork straight. I can't do anything. So, it's your fault, because if you would just throw me some boobs and vagina, I'd be able to straighten up all my business. I'd be able to fix the roof. I'd be able to fix the toilets. I'd be able to mow the lawn. I'd be able to do it. But since you won't let me touch your tits, and that space between your legs, I can't do any of these things. Don't you know that's what a godly man needs? Promise you, I saw the text from this man. Now, she has family members literally telling her, oh well, like, so? You encourage this. You don't yell at him. You don't scream at him and make him do things. This is what I think she needs to cut her family off, and everybody who says, it's you made this man this way, and flee. That's what you need to do. But, I guess the long psychological report saying this guy is so highly narcissistic, it's unbelievable. I guess the psychological report from the last divorce doesn't mean a thing to anybody. The fact that this woman has 5 other children by this man and wouldn't let him see him for years, and then she finally... The new wife, my friend, finally thinks this is horrible and arranges it for him to see his kids again. And he puts them on the couch and hands them candy and bitches and whines and moans about how he's got to go to work. And then he takes all 5 kids to work with him. They only come over a couple times and then he gives up. And then years go by and he bitches and moans. Oh, I'm so traumatized because she took my kids away from me. She's like, what are you talking about, man? They live right down the street and you won't go get them. You won't do nothing with them. fuck you talking about? I went through all this to try to help you see your kids again because I thought, this is my friend talking, that this had traumatized you, and if we could just make this right, you'd be better. Girlfriend, you can't make him better. There's nothing you could do to make him better. You popped out 3 more kids for him. What'd he do for them? Tells the kids, Mommy's mad at me because I shit in the tub. Dude shits in the tub. But she thinks because she doesn't feel like being affectionate with this guy that she's the problem. Girlfriend, take your boobs. And the other part, get the fuck out of there, okay? Just get the fuck out of there, girlfriend. Take your kids and run for the fucking hills. I love you. She'll do it when she's good and ready, and when her mind has come to a point where it can leap over that fence for the final time. And I'm not saying she'll never feel guilt or shame again. She will. But there's a level she'll reach where she'll be able to know that's not proper. It's not her guilt and shame. And this was imposed on her by a program that was started by her mother many moons ago and was picked up by her close family members who were narcissistic and then delivered her right into the hands of her husband, who's now, he's just, I've never seen anything so childish. And actually, I have. In his 40s. Shits in the tub. Okay. But she thinks because she's disgusted that she's got a heart problem. I don't have a heart for Jesus. Wait. No, babe, I think you're tired of scooping poop out of the tub. That's what I think.